Hi, my name is Eddie and this is How to Get Living. Rule number one. Rule number one is a principle that I'm going to go back to over and over again. It's something that underpins almost everything that we're going to talk about, almost everything that we're going to try to be doing. And rule number one is a little better every day. A little better every day is something that drives everything that you're going to try and achieve on a sort of self-improvement, personal development journey. Think about it. If you had a goal, say you wanted to get fit, and you knew what that looked like. You wanted to be able to do 10 pull-ups or 50 pull-ups. How would you get to the point where you could do 50 pull-ups? You'd do it by improving and working on it. You'd do it by exercising and doing a lot of pull-ups, by getting a little better every day. What if you wanted to lose weight? What if you wanted to improve your social skills? What if you wanted to get a better job? What if you wanted to get an A in a paper you're studying in university? How would you achieve that? You'd achieve it by breaking down your goal, breaking down what you were aiming at into steps, and then working through the steps. And the number one underlying principle behind being able to make that happen and make that work is to improve a little bit every day. This is a principle that underpins all personal development. A little better every day. This is how you make things happen. It's not by taking big leaps forward. That's not sustainable. At some point in your life, you do take a big leap forward. You do make big changes. That's not impossible. It's not unheard of. It's not unthinkable, because sometimes you just have to let go of a habit. Sometimes you have to let go of a person. Sometimes you have to make a big change in your life. Even being able to do that is really a result of rule number one. Being able to have the self-discipline to make a big change and just suddenly stick to it, or to let go of someone and not be part of their life anymore, not have them in your life anymore. It takes a lot of guts. That takes a lot of character and a lot of integrity. And how do you build that kind of character and that kind of integrity and that kind of intestinal fortitude? You do it by working on yourself and improving a little bit every day. The other thing is that by having this as your goal, by realizing that you are just trying to improve one small thing a little bit every day, and like keeping in mind that is your essential goal, that's your essential focus, to just get a little bit every day, that like relieves you of the burden of having to make huge changes and having to achieve enormous things. Anything that you achieve that is that is amazing or special or that is really like meaningful to you, you've done it by working a little bit every day on. You've done it by changing habits. You've done it by adding a little bit to it every day, adding a little bit to it over time, and it didn't just happen, overnight. Okay, so a lot of people struggle with themselves and their image of themselves, and they think, I'm not good enough, I need to have achieved something massive by now, I need to have done something really impressive. That might be something vague that they're not sure of, or there might be something really specific that it's like, by now I'm this old, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have got married or had a partner, or I should have had kids, or I should have got a degree, or I should have got a job where I earned this much money, or I should have got a car like this, or whatever it is. I should look this way, whatever that is. It's like that having that ideal, having that value system can be like a real burden, because you're constantly checking in on yourself and saying and noticing that you haven't done it yet. And we do need to have goals, and we do need to have ideals and values that we're aiming for, but the way that we achieve them is a little bit at a time. Okay, it's through growth over an extended period. So when you put a little better every day up high as one of your key goals, that flips everything around. It reduces the burden and the urgency for you to have achieved something massive now. All you've got to really focus on is a little better every day. And when you know, today I did something, today I improved myself, today I stuck to my habits, my structure, today I did the fitness that I need to do, on Thursdays I do this, whatever it is, then you can feel mentally at peace and reward yourself, whether it's mentally or physically, and say, I've done my duty, I've done what I need to do to move forward, to make progress. And the way that works is a little better every day. You don't achieve great things overnight. Okay, it's not how it works. Number one focus, rule number one, is a little better every day, and that's something I'm going to go back to over and over again. That's why I've made it video number one. It's rule number one. Rule number one, a little better every day. Thank you for your time. This is Eddie, and we are learning together how to get living.